we import numpy as an okay, then a equal to a is a list over here, so let me convert it into numpy array as an array of a. So this will convert this a into numpy array. So now if you can directly do mean by np dot mean of a, you'll be getting the same value what you have done. Similarly, standard deviation as well, you'll be getting it here. So what this standard deviation mean is like let me, oh, I can't share my screen from there. Oh, whiteboard. Okay. So if you can take few values here, let me say x and y. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then for this mean usually will be, let me take the same values over here. Like the same values, what are those? Like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50. We took these values, and for these values we calculated mean as like 11.8, something like this. Okay, so what let me calculate the deviation from mean. So deviation is like the value minus like how much is it different from the mean. Okay, like if you can separate mean from that, like how much is it. Okay, so it will be 11.8 minus 1, which is like 10.8. So similarly, this will be 9.8. I'm subtracting mean from this number here. So from mean, I'm subtracting this number. So it will be like 8.8, 7.8, 6.8. And similarly, from 10, if you subtract this, it, it will be 11.8. And here it is minus 8.2 and something like this. Here 38.2. So these are the deviations from the mean. If you take these samples, so for these samples, how much it is deviating from mean is shown here, right? So if you take average of this like deviation, so let me, not the direct average, root mean square. So we call it like sigma deviation from it, root over and sum divided by n, root will be from here. So this we call it standard deviation, right? Standard deviation. So what we will be doing is like you take each and everything, like you take a square of this, and then take the square root of that, and sum all these, like then take a square root and then divided by n, you'll be getting the standard deviation. But the same thing, instead of there, you'll be getting it here itself. So let me see it here. So if you see here, you are the same thing whatever we did it there, right? The by hand. So finally you'll be getting the same value from this mp.std. So what actually this will tell you is like it will show you how are your values deviated from your mean. So mean value here is 15. How like if you see here, most of your values here are let me say because of just these few things, like it went to mean 15, right? So let me also tell you a few more things about this distribution. I'll share again this content. So okay, so let me tell one more thing. So we all like got, if you take randomly, if you are sampling something, right, there is something called like Gaussian distribution and other things. So where if you can let me tell you, like this is one kind of histogram plot. Okay, so where you have values like this, the same bar chart what we have drawn. Let me take that. So this I am taking an outline. We call this as KDE plot, like which we might have seen it yesterday in few notebooks. So let me draw only the outline. Okay, so outline. So if you take this, so let me let me tell you, this will be 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, let us say here. And you got mean somewhere, you calculated a mean, like this means like you have 10 sometimes, 10, 15, 20, 30, 30, 40, something like this. You have few values till 70, and let us say you got mean as some 35. Okay, it can be anything, it need not be in the middle. We calculated based on our values here. So for this, so let me tell you have mean 35, right? So which was here. So you have your mean here. Okay, so but if you take the middle value, right, so this you can see that most of your values are towards this, like this is like median. Let me talk about median ones. Like median is something like you let me tell you 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, let me take these values. The median would be the middle value over here when it is sorted and in ascending or descending order, and the middle value will be taken as your median. So in that case, let me do this, like this is this. So you have 30 as median here. So let me make it 40. Okay, let me add one more value so that you got like 40 as middle value, because I already wrote it here. So let me take this. So here you got 40 as your median. Okay. So what it denotes is your values are slightly like more values are towards the right side of your mean. Okay. So if you take the histogram, you have something like this. You have mean here, and your values are here. Okay. For the example, what we have taken earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50. If you take the median, which will be like this. So it can be here. Okay. So here we got two numbers. We can't take the middle. So we can take the average of these two, which will be 4.5. So median is 4.5, as well as like mean. We, if you remember, we calculated mean, which was sum of all this, which was 11.85. So for that, let's try to do some plot here. Okay. So let me do that. So you have only one, so but there is only one here. If you have some repeated values, then you'll be getting few higher and few smaller ones. Let's assume that you have a few higher and few smaller, and then let's do it. So you have like if you see below 10, like how many are there? We are winning, like how many are there from below 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 here. Okay, you have 6 here. Let me do below 0. You have 6, and then 10 to 20, that is only 1. Okay, so above 50 it is 1. So you get some histogram like this, one big bar graph, and before here you'll be getting one big graph, then a small like this, like this, like something like this. Okay, so you'll be getting that. Let me delete that. Let me draw again only the smoother one. Okay, so if you take this is our histogram. So the next thing what we are going to talk about is here. If you see our mean, so what is the mean here? Mean is 11 point something. So which was here. This is our mean. And where is our median? If you take like it is 4 point something. So which will be somewhere here. This is our median. Okay. So usually if you which median, what it will include, if you see here, if your median mean is like this side and your median is this side, so what it will imply is like if you take the mid here, okay, so the values are not properly given from I did not give it like properly, but what you can see here is like usually if it is median are something like in middle, so then you can say that like your model is like uniformly distributed. And but if you have something like this where your median will be here and your mean will be here, then you can say your values are this is like left side and this is right side. Okay, so these are left skewed, and if you take like this, your values are right skewed. So which actually means your most of your values concentrated here, and in this case what happened, most of the values concentrated here rather than at this level, right? So this is one kind of two different distributions what we will be getting. So let me go further. Like why I introduced this is like we are talking about like standard deviation, right? So this actually we needed to observe, like we'll be plotting the histogram to observe this. So let me give you concept about uh, standard deviation. Let me talk about that, then we can go back to part implementation part. Okay, so if you let me draw this. So let me draw a smooth curve. Okay, I'm not going with any example right now. So for this smooth curve, yeah, like the histogram which we have plotted, let's call it KDE plot. Okay, it's density plot. So if you take this on top of it here, let's say your mean is here. Okay, so from mean, if you take standard deviation, is how much like earlier, like we have calculated, we got some standard deviation, right? But we know how to do it. Sigma, like deviation from each this one under root divided by number of this one. So that is your standard deviation. We call it with sigma. Let's call it with mu, and that is sigma. So if you take few here, this is mu minus sigma. This is mu plus sigma, and similarly if you take like few more, you'll be getting mu plus 3 sigma. uh, let's point out only those things, okay, like what you have. So this is your distribution. It can go like this, no issue. So these three are like, these are the ranges which are important to us. Okay, so what we will be doing is, so we calculate these ranges. We won't do it manually. It will be done automatically in Pandas. But just like that, like we'll be calculate. These are the ranges which are important to us. So what we do is, so whatever are within this thing, okay. So we call it. It is in like 25% quarantine. So is Rashid there? So whatever is there above here, So we call it like 75% quadrilateral. So, and whatever is above is like mostly which were out of the range, which will come only once or twice, like which is very far from mean. Okay, so we define these ranges. Those definition of these ranges we and you have the mu minus 3 lambda, mu plus 2 lambda. Okay, so which was like 25%. Sorry, 25, 50, and then 75%. Okay, so these are what we have. Okay, so if you see our pandas, so if you see our pandas like described, what we got here is we count mean is okay, standard deviation, we got standard deviation as well. So similarly, what we also got is 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, and max. So what this actually means is this, like whatever graphs we uh, showed here, right? So how can we see this whiteboard again? I'm not sure. So okay, so this one, what we have seen there, right? Like those mu plus mean plus standard deviation, and similarly for 50 percentile and 75 percentile. So what actually that means is within that first mu plus sigma to mu minus that 25 percentile, you have these many like that is the mean kind of like values, like what you have is in this level is in this range. And similarly, in 50 percentile, you have this as a mean. Similarly, 75 percentile, you have this as mean, and similarly, max is this one. So that is how it is taken. So this is about those things. Like you will be again, like while we are doing more analysis on the data, we will be coming to this part. But this is actually important, which will tell you about like how much of data is deviating from mean. Like is it more data towards like outer side, or is it more data towards inside? Like those things like we'll be getting. So these are those particular range values. You can get it from this 25 percentile, 50 percentile, and all. Okay, so this is about the stats, like what we can infer from that. So let me quickly give you few other things like which I did not cover, so, and then we can close this pandas. So one more thing is, let me see df dot head, which we have something like this, right? So this, if you can see. Okay, so if you see this DF, let me, I have to touch upon two more small topics here. So in case if you want to get a kind of few operations here, okay, like let us say you have some DF1 is, how is it? Okay, these all have, okay, let's do it for this only. So in case if you want to few operations here, so DF of open, so you can get that mean directly here, standard deviation directly here. So from here, so one more thing we can do is like similarly, I have introduced you to do dot apply, where we can convert like apply a function on top of it, right? So let me do something like this. So let me do this. Okay. So I just want to add these two, can still do, and the sum is here. Okay, so something like this. Similarly, what we also can do is df dot apply, same thing. Let me do that this way. Lambda x of open plus x of high. Let me do this. Okay, let's see what you'll be getting. Open occurred at new date. Okay, so if you are doing it column level, right, we have to do access equal to 1, just like how I have told in like previous sessions. So you can also do it this way. If you do this access equal to 1, it is like each row, so it is a column wise operation. So x of this one will be x open, and x this one you have added, and it will be here. Okay, similarly, whatever different kinds of operation you can do this way. So if you do this land, you can also do a for loop and then do this, right? So instead of doing that, if you are doing through this, what we get is like it will be faster, and if you don't use loop here, it will be a parallel operation. So it will be very fast, like compared to the using for loops and all. So that is one advantage using this. So let me touch upon something else now. So if you want to do something, okay, let me see this. If you are doing this, let's see what will happen. Okay, so okay, let's leave this and let's do one more. Okay, now I'll try an option of putting 2x. What will happen? So if you see each and every data frame here, see, and every column here has been multiplied into 2. So crazily here, if you can see, this as well has been repeated twice. That we have to rectify by making it as index and then use it, or maybe use only those particular columns, whatever you want to do. Let me, means like add those column names here. Okay, so and then if you do, you'll be doing only for those what you want, right? See here, only for those what you want, like you do it. So this is one more thing. So if you put access equal to 1, it will be column instead of row. So let me do that. It won't work in this case. So it's same thing at this level if you don't specify a column. So that is okay, but usually